And we are live. Hello, everyone. This is Zach with the Roads to Liberty podcast group. I am here with Mike Kniebel and our special guest, the next governor of New York, Mr. Larry Sharpe. How are you tonight?
I'm doing outstanding. You know, it's 11:30 where I am. You kept me up late. School night.
Yeah, it's 10:30 here, but I'm an old man, so I'm definitely feeling the fatigue setting in already.
I do overnights, Larry. So this is my morning time at the moment.
Well, it's funny, you know, in my business world, when I was more active, now I just lose money campaigning. But when I used to actually make money, I actually had many clients overseas. I had clients in Copenhagen, I had clients in Berlin, I had clients in Singapore. So I would sometimes be up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, you know, doing video, doing Skype calls, that kind of stuff. But now I don't so much. Now I'm actually a bit more of a routine now.
Well, hey, we're glad that you're able to come on. I mean, it's I know it's late, and I know that you got a campaign, but very, very excited that you're here tonight. So we've got a lot of topics. You know, Zach, did you have any questions first off, or did you want to get us started?
So I was talking to someone in Mississippi. We were kind of going back and forth about your campaign, and she said that she was a Republican who was your volunteer coordinator. I forget the exact terminology. And
that's the right one.
Okay.
Her name is Amber, and she's wonderful.
Yeah, and I'm sure she is wonderful. My concern was, why is there not a libertarian in that spot if the point is to bring the party up and get better volunteers and such?
It's a valid question, and the issue is no one volunteered for that position who could do it well. I had someone who basically just walked away from it. So eventually she stepped up. She's wonderful. She does her job well. So I'm happy to have her. So what I'm trying to do right now is I have about, give or take 30 people, give or take on the campaign total. I think it's about right. About 7 directors and about 20 some odd volunteers, I think, who are pretty active in that area. The campaign team is large enough that I'm unsure exactly who's on it at any given time, and it shifts as we use them when we need them. So I can't always be sure which people are actually on the team at any given time. With that in mind, I purposely chose a team that was kind of out of state and in state, a mix, so that when my campaign is over, I have 7 directors who have seen how a campaign should work, who've been on the phone calls, who've been in the meetings, who've seen me go out and do things. So now that is 7 more people who can be campaign managers in the libertarian world, right? The issue is we can't just grab the average Democrat Republican because most of them only know how to do the, you know, that person's worse than our guy, so vote for us. That's all they know how to do. They've been doing that for 40 years. They're good at that, but that's all they do. We have to be a team that says we have an actual answer. So I'm hoping that as I build all those people up, the 20 or 30 people who are now here move up to directors in someone else's team, and my directors become campaign managers in somebody's team. So I'm hoping to make that happen.
Well, I mean, that's a really good plan because, you know, some states just don't have that. We're kind of talking about the dearth of knowledge, and sometimes you've got to look outside of the libertarian circles. So.
Yeah, but it's not just knowledge, though. It's also people who are willing to work. And look, volunteering is free, right? Yeah. I mean, it's free. You got to take your time. And people often say things like, well, Larry, why don't you pay them? I don't know. Why don't you pay me? I'm just losing money every goddamn day doing this stuff anyway. So it's not like I'm making money, right? So, you know, you volunteer. It's a movement, right? So it's tough not only to find libertarian talent. We can find it, but there aren't many libertarians in my state. I mean, we're tiny in my state. Libertarian Party's tiny in my state. So finding talent that isn't on other campaigns or isn't running themselves, that's also tough. And then getting them to want to volunteer and then putting the time and energy for a serious campaign, it's challenging. It's not easy.
So what would somebody outside of the state be able to do as a volunteer? I mean, if we're not in New York, but we want to still help you out, are we going to be able to do like phone banking? What are going to be the opportunities for guys like us?
There are several things you can work on. The first one is something that's just personally on your own. And that is just you deciding I'm going to share Larry Sharpe stuff with my friends and family. That anybody can do, whether you're on my team or not. The more you share, the better. But something else, every time you see something, whether that's print media, whether that is, any type of media at all, if you can put my name there and say, hey, what about this guy, Larry Sharpe, who's running in New York? That's helpful no matter who you are, no matter what you're doing. That's number one. But number two, if you want to join, yes, go to Larry Sharpe for New York. Let us know you want. Go to LarrySharpe.com, register. And if you can do something, for example, I need film editors, bad. I need video editors, bad. If you're prepared to give us a couple of hours every week and edit, we have tons of content we can't put up because we don't have enough people who are talented editors. So love to have editors. If you can give me a couple hours a week, jump on board. Number one thing I need is people who can edit video. Right? And we already have the intros and outros. We've got them. You're going to make your own, go ahead. I need meme makers, people who can make cool memes, right? I need people who can post stuff. Yes, I'm not joking. The meme wars are here. I need people who can make memes.
Oh, definitely. People don't want to admit it, but memes might have swung the last election.
Absolutely, yes. I need that stuff. I need people who want to write. Have you seen my website, all the stuff we write? I need writers to put out stuff. And look, I give writers credit. They write my policy, but they write it. They get credit. So I'm giving the writers credit so they can show that they're good writers, that they can help out the campaign. I need bloggers. I need so many things. I need people who can call and who actually know other people in media so they can make those connections. So there's lots of things you can do, Mike, if you want to help. People want to help out, lots.
Okay, well, I tell you what, you put me down for the blog writing or for helping on writing. I'm sure Misty or somebody will be able to help out, get me hooked up with that. So
yes.
I'm ready to help out. I just, being 1,500, 1,800 miles away, we feel a little bit helpless sometimes with what we can do for you.
Look, over half the team is not in New York right now. It's fine. And this is my advice, by the way, to anyone who's running for office here as a libertarian. If you need to look outside your state, go ahead. No worries. I looked outside the state. I'm grabbing everyone I can from New York and those outside New York too. I don't mind.
Sure. Well, that's one thing that I've noticed since 2016 is that the network of libertarians willing to help other libertarians has really grown. I mean, from Missouri, Washington, all these other states. It's Texas. I know there's been a lot of good volunteers from Texas as well. So it's good that we've got that network, and it's good that we can actually help you in some way and not just sit back and hope and pray that you get what you need.
I'm also trying to do something else, which is that if you've noticed, since 2016, I've been traveling the country and hitting as many conventions as I can. Mm-hmm. I think in the past 2 years, I've probably hit 15, 16 conventions already. I don't know the number. It's a lot. And I keep hitting them. And I do it on purpose. I'm doing it because the more that I travel, the more I pass the message around, the more people see who I am, the more I become the focal point of libertarians getting together.
Yes.
Right? And that's what I want. I want to be the focal point of libertarians getting together. Because once I'm out of the picture after this election, hopefully governor of New York, once I'm done, libertarians got to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
They have to keep moving. That's the point.
Yeah, the last couple of podcasts, we've hit on the idea of quality messaging for libertarians and how to look the part and speak the part. And actually, I mimic a lot of what you say and a lot of what Senator Epke say about winning over hearts and minds. That's got to be paramount as far as what we're doing here. We might as well get into it a little bit. That's been an issue as of late, from what we've been seeing from certain areas and honestly from the LNC. So
I wouldn't know anything about that, would I?
You were in Reason magazine. Mm-hmm. With an interview about this, and I know that I had an interview just yesterday with somebody who was very unhappy about all of this. So, I thought you took a principled approach here, and I definitely don't want you to have to repeat yourself. But is there some light that you can shed on this? Is there something that you would like to
hope that Daniel is watching this, and let me be very clear. I hope he's watching, and I say this because Daniel's right. I didn't call him after I left. And the reason is I called him before. We had literally a conversation before the actual vote. And I literally said something like, Daniel, you're my brother no matter what. I said something just like that. I didn't call Daniel because I didn't think I had to call Daniel. I took him for granted because I thought we were close enough for me to take him for granted. That was the point. I talked to some other people because I didn't feel I was close enough to them to take for granted. So, of course, I still love Daniel. Of course, I still. The idea that I don't is insane. Look, Daniel makes people angry. I get it. Daniel yelled at me for about 45 minutes regarding the Arvin issue. I'm not joking. He got on the phone, and I took it. I took it because I love Daniel. He's one of the hardest working guys we have in the LNC. We disagree all the time, but it doesn't mean I don't like him for any reason. I took him for granted because I love him. That's the reason why. So he should be happy I blew him off because I didn't think I had to talk to him because we already said it was okay. So if you're listening, Daniel, there's been no change. But there's a couple of things I want to touch with this, and that is the idea that I took my football and went home. Okay, they have the football. I didn't take the football and go home. I just stopped playing the game. I thought we were playing football. We're playing cricket or something. I don't know what the hell we're playing. So I just walked away. It's not like I took my football and went home. The game's still going on. The concept that I left because my feelings are hurt, that's just shit people made up. There's no way that's true. Do you see how I get insulted every day and you think that hurts my feelings? Come on. That's garbage. How can you imagine that? People who think I left because my feelings are hurt, that talks about them more than me. My feelings aren't hurt. I'm not even upset about this. Do I look upset? Do I sound upset? I'm not upset at all. I said I'm not mad at Arvin. Why? Because I'm not mad at Arvin. That would be the reason why. I left because I didn't fit. I said I was sorry. And people said, well, Larry, that, you said you were sorry. That was sarcastic. No, it wasn't. I'm really sorry. If my feelings were going to be hurt, they would have been hurt years ago when I didn't get my way with the mortgage payment, when I didn't get my way with Arvin last year. I haven't gotten my way many times to LNC. I never left. I left because I didn't get my way. Enough total horseshit. Never happened. Made up. Fake news. What's wrong with you? Why would I think that? I hardly ever got my way in the LNC. They never listened to me. And then now all of a sudden I'm leaving. No, I'm leaving because I don't fit. And I am sorry. I'm sorry because I wasted a lot of people's time. It is so obvious that Arvin needs to go. Every other organization on the planet except for LNC would say that.
Yes.
I didn't leave because my feelings were hurt. That's silly. I didn't leave because I didn't get my way. I rarely got my way. I left because I finally came to the realization that I'm not there. I shouldn't be there. They think it's okay. I don't. I'm not going to be with an organization that I shouldn't be with. It's like if you have a bad job, do you just stay at the bad job? I hope not. You're going to be miserable. At one point, decide, I should leave. You don't fit. So just leave. I left. Arvin, you win. I'm walking away. All yours. Good luck, guys.
I don't think he wins, though. I'm very confident that he does not retain his seat at the next convention.
Well, here, I'm a little bit biased, but the next vice chair is going to be, without question, and I'm a little bit biased, Alex Merced. Without doubt,
I agree.
That is the next vice chair. Because in that last debate they had, he was the only candidate who focused on one important thing, helping candidates win. No one else focused on that. They all went to, do we want a message? I don't need my vice chair messaging anything. I need my vice chair helping people to win. That's all I care about. And that's why I don't fit. Because I think the LNC should be about supporting candidates, not about messaging or free speech or whatever other garbage they want to say. And clearly I was not only a minority, I was the only one. Last summer, I sat on that island out there by myself, me and Patrick, and we died on the hill. And then I died again on this hill. At one point, I got to go, I get it. Go message, shake your fist at people. It's fine. Go do it. I'm going to go do what I want to do. I'm going to go do my own messages. I'm going to go across the country on my own. I'm going to build my own. I'm going to do my own. I'm going to do my own 7-year plan. I'll do it on my own. People will follow me. And the funniest part of all of this is my friend Daniel decided, you know what the right answer is when I'm mad at Larry? To tell people that he's a quitter and that he'll quit New York State government. Because you know what the LNC does well? Support candidates.
Oh,
come on.
No, I
think
come
you
on.
just the proverbial mic on that one.
Some of us have had that discussion too, and honestly, you can be 100% great at messaging, but if you're not getting people elected, if you're not getting people in the seats, wherever it is, we're not going to be able to move that liberty needle forward. That's just plain and simple.
Yep. So I hope that was clear. I still love Daniel. If he's mad at me, he'll be mad at me. It's fine. He's yelled at me before. I hope he is watching, and I hope he's good because I still love him. It's fine. I mean, he's got my cell phone. He calls me. It's fine. I think we're still gonna be okay. I haven't left the party. I just left the LNC, and they'll get over it. They'll be fine without me.
It's freedom of association. That's what all libertarians favor, right?
And anyone, I mean, if anyone, this is something that drives me crazy. People say, well, you should stay and fight. No, you don't do that. That's not what people do in the professional world. If they don't agree with the organization, they resign. If people don't get it, they resign. That's what board members do. That's what happens. So that's what I did.
Well, that, and I mean, it's like the first thing you learn about war, and I always hate comparing things to war, but it is a strategy game. If you're losing, you don't fight on the battleground that you're losing on. You move to a different battleground where you can win.
Yes, but not just that. Look, in the future, they're going to hammer us on this issue. That's going to happen. Nobody cares now. They will. But I'm on the record saying I didn't buy it and I left. That's all I know.
Well, and I think that's a good record to stand on. And like I said, it's a principled approach. For some of you watching at home, you remember when Daniel had said something about no one wants to come to Omaha. I've been drinking water out of our College World Series mug tonight. Plenty of other things to visit in Omaha. Larry,
the best zoo in the world.
I just want to throw that out there.
Best zoo in the world. San Diego, you can suck it.
So I want to change things up a little bit, Larry, because we've been talking a little bit about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, and there are some legislative bills here in Nebraska. What is it like out in New York? Are you able to take Bitcoin for a political campaign?
Look, Bitcoin is all cryptocurrency in New York is a problem. And New York really is, I think, unique in this. And we just refuse to take on any new ideas. For a state that is supposed to be so progressive, we really are not progressive. So far what we've done is we're losing already all the finance for the tech world. It's all going to San Francisco. And that used to be in New York State. We're losing that. We've already lost, on top of that, the marijuana. Marijuana should have been a New York thing. Boom, nope, that's already out west. We lost that. And now we're losing cryptocurrency because we're trying to fight everything. We tried to fight Uber. We tried to fight Airbnb. And now we're trying to fight cryptocurrency. And the problem is some other state is going to take this and jump on it. And when they do, we will lose out on that too. The environment behind New York State is old money rules, new money go away. And that's a big problem. We have to change that. So no, we have things called bit licenses in New York, which have no value whatsoever. They just make people afraid. All they do is make people afraid. In fact, what is it? Is it Shapeshifter? Is that the right? Is that what? That's an exchange, right? I think it's called Shapeshifter or Shapeshift or something like that.
They're aware of that one.
They're one or something like that. They're one of those exchanges. Mm-hmm. They literally would black you out in New York. If you had a New York IP, they would black you out because they were so scared of New York coming after them.
Oh wow!
New York State arrests people who one thing we're good at, arresting people and putting people in jail. New York, we rock at that. We're really good at that. We do it so well that our SAFE Act in New York State is an anti-gun act. If you go through our state and we catch you with a gun, we put you in jail. Legal. we put you in jail.
Wow.
Yes. Insane. So cryptocurrency? No, we hate that.
So you are running for governor in our least friendly state outside of maybe New York and California. Those are long odds.
That is correct. Now Cato ranked us 50th. Take that, California, number 1. So Cato ranked us 50th. I mean, we were the bottom of the barrel there. So here's the reason why. There's 3 reasons why I'm running here. The first one is because I'm a New Yorker. Mm-hmm. I'm a New Yorker. What do I do Hillary Clinton, move to whatever, Idaho and run because it's a better chance for me to win? That's silly. I'm a New Yorker. That's who I am. It's my state. I'm born here. I'm raised here. This is my state. Next, I'm doing it here because it's New York. Oh my God, do people notice? People notice.
Yeah. So
I can get attention because it's New York. But lastly, if I just get 10% in New York, we will win in South Dakota. I get 10% in New York, we'll win in New Hampshire. This 10% that I could get in New York will turn other states gold. But here's the biggest thing. The gamble here is the biggest. If I actually win and I turn New York gold, the entire nation changes overnight. And that's no hyperbole. That's no exaggeration. If we actually turn New York gold, the entire country changes overnight because all of those people who are liberty leaning will go, holy crap, this is we can win? What? Oh my God. They'll turn. They'll turn. They'll turn. They'll turn. They will come out of the woodwork. They'll be like, oh yeah, I was always libertarian. All those people will come out of the woodwork. We'll get money. We'll get donors. We'll get respect. We'll get news. We'll get press. That's why I'm doing it. Because, look, I'm a New Yorker. Even a 10% gives us impact, but a win changes the entire nation.
Yeah, because then you can counter against all of the bad laws out there, the sugar taxes, all these gun laws. Nebraska was 25th on that Cato rating there, so we're average.
Guys at high school.
but you're right though. And if you were to win, when you win New York, that does change everything because you're able to help usher in a bit more freedom to people, and they're going to say, why didn't we do this sooner?
But there's something else here, right? If I win, even if I don't win, if I just come in 10%, but if I win, now as a sitting governor, I can literally campaign. Wouldn't it be awesome if right now, right? I can't now, but I wish. Wouldn't it be great if I can go down to Florida right now and campaign as a sitting governor for Allison Foxhall?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be amazing if I can go to Nebraska right now as a sitting governor and campaign for Laura Epke? Wouldn't that be mind-blowing, the amount of money I could bring, press I could bring to them? Me showing up as a sitting governor, Laura's a guaranteed win. Guaranteed. If I'm a sitting governor. Guaranteed win. This is a power I could bring without question.
Well, and then just imagine in 4 years, you as the incumbent governor, Governor-elect Laura Epke, for Nebraska. Imagine two governors out there.
Absolutely. And we can support each other. We could be a real supporting team. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Libertarians, crazy, supporting each other.
Look, when we had brought on Michael Heiss about a week and a half ago, that was the whole point of this that got this whole ball rolling, was libertarians supporting each other. Just tired of the circular firing squad.
But hold on, no. I don't want to hear that circular firing squad stuff. We use it as an excuse to not attack each other at all. No. I don't have a problem with us arguing. I really don't. Okay. And I say this all the time. We argue because we actually have an ideology. Mm-hmm. The other parties have already sacrificed their values for victory. They don't care anymore. All they care is, I want to beat the other guy. Don't care about anything else. If I govern anyway, who cares? Just beat the other guy. We actually have an ideology, which means we will fight. And that's okay. The thing is, I don't want us crushing each other for no reason. I don't mind us even arguing. but we don't have to resort to personal insults and personal attacks. We don't have to resort to that. We can argue over an actual ideology. That at least is an argument. And I have a lot of people, particularly those who are more radical or more anarchist, who get mad at me and hate me all the time. I mean, troll my page, get mad at me all the time. But I never insult them personally, because I'm hoping in my heart, and maybe I'm just a dreamer here, but I'm hoping that eventually they'll figure out I'm not their enemy.
Right.
Eventually they'll get that I'm not their enemy, and they'll realize the most important thing. Of all the more mainstream libertarians, I'm the one saying, don't run away, stay in the party, don't go. I'm the one saying, I don't want you all gone.
Yes.
So I want you to stay because I need you. If we lose the anarchists, if we lose the radicals, if we lose them, we're not going to have a real party. We're going to become Republican light, or we're going to become Democrat light. I don't want that. I need us to have a core. And I feel like that is the core. We have to keep them. Yeah.
Well, and as far as keeping the core, I agree with you. Now, there are a couple of areas where I don't see them meshing as well, and that's some of this like libertarian socialist individuals that are coming. I don't really see how that meshes well. But I mean, for the most part, I have a conversation with a few of my friends out there on like the Feldman Foundation, where we talk about how we hate how libertarians put themselves in boxes. ANCAPs, minarchists, all this.
Yep.
Just, you're a libertarian, all right? You can have different ideas about certain things, but stop segregating yourself with all these different ideas.
But hold on. I don't even mind the Libertarian Socialists being around. I don't. I know they drive people crazy. I don't mind, because here's why. I believe in my heart, and I think we see it to happen all the time. Mm-hmm. What libertarianism is, in the long run, always comes out. And those people will either get where we're coming from, or they'll leave. Mm-hmm. How do I know this? That's the alt-right. Many of them came through us thinking that we're going to be all right, alt-right. They thought it, and there was about, give or take, 2 or 3 years when they were hovering around us thinking they were going to be new ones, and then some stayed, and the rest left. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with that. If I can convert 2 out of 10, I'll take it. I'll take anyone I can convert. Any of them I can get, I'll get. Because those guys may be able to reach back out when these guys realize they've made an error and bring them back in. Libertarian Socialists, awesome. Bring them in. Awesome. Some will stay. Some will move on. I'm okay with that. I don't mind us being that filter that people who are lost come to and filter through. But that's where I need my hardcore people to start showing them this is who we are. Understand our non-aggression. Understand self-ownership. Understand property rights. Get that. Let's talk about that. Not, you're not like me, therefore you're stupid. Instead, let me explain how we work. And if enough people explain it, one of two things happens. They go, I don't fit. And they leave. Awesome. Alt-right. Happened already. Or, maybe I am libertarian. We win. I'm okay either way. But the best part is, if we're that filter is what makes our argument stronger. And that's what I want.
I agree.
So you were talking about this a little bit, and this is a discussion I've had a lot. We're talking about the alt-right. And then, the flip side is like the socialist left.
What I love is, depending upon who you hear, the LP is always being taken over by both of them at the same time.
Right.
I don't know how the LP does that, but but somehow we are always being taken over by the left, and then the next thing by the right too. I don't know how we do that. We're amazing, but depending on who you talk to, we've been overrun by whatever that person is not.
So that was basically going to be my question, is like, how are we so successful at having both of those taking us over every other week?
Yeah, I know. It's insane. In reality, neither of those things is true. Neither is true. Look, a lot of people are going to get loud on one side or the other. That's going to happen. And I'm okay with it. There should be an ebb and flow, right? Life is never, we always think, and this is life, business, politics. We always think, if I just get to this level, then it'll be all good. No, it's never all good. Life is never all good. I don't care who you are or what you're doing. Your life is always doing this, right? Life is a series of joy and pain. That's how it works. I got it. Our party is a series of joy and pain. Sadly, a lot more pain than joy. But we can get to the point where there's a lot more joy than pain. The point is there is an ebb and flow. There will be an ebb and flow. And I know it's going to make some people angry. The alt-right is not taking over the party. It's simply not true. And the socialists have not taken over the party. It's simply not true. It's just that both of them have been very loud recently, so people think that's happening. But the average libertarian out there is neither an alt-righter nor a socialist.
So I want to go back. I want to go back to something here, Larry, because you had made it a point about Alex Merced for vice chair.
Our next vice chair, yes.
Do you have any opinions or thoughts about our next chair?
I don't know. You know, I know Joshua Smith is running, and I heard other people might be running also. I don't know. I think that we have two problems. One of them is Nick Sarwark going to support Arvin or not? In the past, he has. If he has, he could have a problem. People could be upset with him about that, so he may struggle. I don't know. If he doesn't, then he may be okay. And the other issue is some people just say he has no responsibility for any of this because he's not the boss. No, we all share. I took my responsibility for the woes with LNC. I said I'm sorry, and I walked away and I resigned. I lost my power and I took responsibility. I'm not completely clear. I'm not saying that anyone else should resign. I'm saying I took responsibility because we're all responsible, to include Nick. He's responsible too. He could have taken charge just like anybody else could have. So we're all responsible for this, all of us, including me. I walked away. We'll see what everyone else does.
So we're getting a lot of chatter in the chat, but not a whole lot of questions. David Demarest asks, how about an open tent but alt freedom?
Oh, I like alt freedom.
I like
nice.
alt freedom too. That's
good.
But yeah, no real questions. If anyone's got questions, throw them out there.
You know why? It's because I'm so efficient at answering. There's no questions required.
You are actually, because you keep like, I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna ask him about that, and then like 3 sentences later, you're already on it. It's like, well, there goes that one.
Well, I kind of do this a lot, so I get good at it.
So I want to get back to talking about the candidates a bit more, because you're running a very positive campaign. You're bringing in, like you said, volunteers from across the country. You know, what's your advice to somebody who's wanting to run? I mean, just simply go out there and do it. Like, do you have any nuts and bolts advice for that?
No, without question. I say this all the time. You have to put a team together. You simply have to. I know that we have this thing. The LP is supposed to do 2,000 candidates this year. Mm-hmm. I think that is a really bad idea. I don't want 2,000 candidates. I want less candidates, more team. Because if we have lots of candidates, we are going to have a bunch of candidates who are on their own, lost, broken, angry, upset, and they're not going to run again because they're not going to run because the experience is so negative. But if they get a team together and we have less candidates but more of a team, it won't be so bad. I don't want to. The Libertarian Party has a habit of, I'm going to run and I'm just going to go out there and make it happen. And because I have liberty, everyone's going to rush and vote for me. Yeah, that never works ever and never will work. But people still think it. So they go on their own and they do everything by themselves. I'm rugged individualism, and that's a bad idea. Someone was teasing the other day and they said, Larry, what do you think this is about? Teamwork? This isn't about teamwork. And I said, yes, it's always about teamwork. If you want to get anything done, it is about teamwork. Business, professional, family, I don't care. Politics, it's always about teamwork. But more importantly, the guy or gal who's running for office, what happens when they win? What happens when they win? How are they going to actually govern? Mm-hmm. How are they going to have a staff? How are they going to fill their office if they don't have a team? right? I have a large team. When I'm the governor, I've got libertarians to fill my positions because they're on my team now. They'll just move to Albany with me, and now they all have jobs. It's literally that simple. I built a team so that if I win, I will have an actual team in the governor's office. If you're running by yourself, how are you going to have staff? You're going to hire Republicans? Hire Democrats? Doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So get a team, 3 people minimum. If you can't put together 3 directors, you shouldn't run. I'm not even joking. If you can't find 3 directors, you shouldn't run, because all you're doing is ensuring you're going to lose, you're going to have a terrible experience, and you're never going to run again. But if you can get 3 people, you will have a good experience, and you'll want to run again. And that team will want to run again. Everything will be better if you get 3 people. But let me go to the beginning. Should you even run? This is an important question you want to ask yourself. If you run and you lose, will you be better off than you are now? I'll say it again. If you run and you lose, will you be better off than you are now? And if your answer is no, don't run. Don't run.
Makes sense.
Not worth it. You want to be better off when you're done running. Otherwise, don't bother running. Instead, support someone else to run. Help somebody else. Be their marketer. Be their volunteer coordinator. Be their campaign manager. Be their something. Something to remember. Not all of us should run.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Not all of us should run. Maybe you should be a policy guy. Who knows who you should be? We need all of those things. We need policy people. We need PR people. We need communications people. We need social media people. The party requires this infrastructure. People aren't joining our party because we don't have infrastructure. We need that. That's the key.
So I'm actually running for Region 6, based on I don't see us at really dabbling in new media at all, and that's what we do here is new media. And I do PR for the Unconvention. I do PR for the LPNE. I want to know why National isn't doing this. There's no content creators making things for National, and that's something that I'm really passionate about. Do you think that that's something that National should be focused on?
All right, let me give you my opinion. If I was running things, the first thing I would care about is a mission, a vision. That's what we're lacking. People, and I say about this all the time for people in their local state affiliates and their local county affiliates. People always say, "Larry, I got to organize. We're not organized." I say, "No, you don't. No, organization is not the first step. The first step is a vision. What are you doing? Why do people care? Why do people show up?" And it can't be liberty. No one cares. That's not the answer. What are we trying to achieve? Are we trying to push a law? Are we trying to get people elected? Are we trying to stop a law? Are we trying to change something in our state, in our county? What are we trying to achieve? If we first get a mission, first get a vision, then we all decide to hover around that and we organize to achieve that goal. The first thing the LNC needs is an actual vision. We need to think about who is our customer. This is why I know I should have left. It's my fault. And when I say I'm sorry, I meant it. About 1.5 years ago, I try to do a basic exercise I do with businesses, which is figuring out who your customer is, right? Who's your customer? So now you know who you're going to service, the whole idea. And I try to do that, and I couldn't get past the word customer. I'm not joking. 20 minutes, they fought me on the goddamn word customer and wouldn't let it go past. At that point, I should have quit the LNC. Right there, I should have quit. And I didn't. And I'm sorry.
Do they think voters aren't customers?
They don't. I couldn't get past the word. The word state is figure out who you're trying to service. Mm-hmm. Are you trying to service the local people in your county? Any answer is the right answer. I'm okay with whatever your answer is. You can say, we're trying to actually help out the local people in my county. I'm good with that. No, our goal is to support the candidates. I'm good with that. You decide. But once you actually have an actual customer, then you can say, what are we going to do to actually fix that customer? What are we going to do to service them effectively? What's our goal? In my opinion, the customer of the Libertarian Party National should be the candidates and or the affiliates. I'm okay with either of those two. I don't mind. Either one, I'm okay. Candidates or affiliates. But we have to make a decision. Who's our customer? Who are we focusing on? If there's multiple customers, great. How do we handle each of those two? If you're a state party, who's your customer? Is your customer the county affiliates? Is your customer the candidates? Is your customer direct people? Is it the voter? Is the voter your customer? I don't mind, but we have to have an answer for that first. Then let's organize to make that happen. And to your point, Zach, who am I making the videos for? Who am I making content for? You don't know. Neither do I. So how can I possibly have that? If I think look, I know who my customers are in my campaign. They're New York State voters. Therefore, that's who I make video content for. That's who the content I put on my Facebook page, the content I put on my website. Why? I know who my customer is. It's a New York State voter. Now that does change sometimes because my customer base will change when I want to raise money. When I raise money, my customer becomes any libertarian who would give me money. And it's a different customer. And I talk differently based upon that customer. And I give different content based upon that customer. Of course.
See, this is the kind of thing that I like to hear because this is somebody that you're somebody that understands actual sales. Tailor your message to who you're talking to. There's different personality types. Don't come at it trying to be a commander with a personality if somebody only cares really about feelings or if they only care about numbers. Talk to them at their level. I like what you're saying there.
Absolutely. You have to know who your customer is. 100%. And that's my point. So anyone listening here or you guys who are looking at, how do I fix my local affiliate? How do I fix my local county, a party? First, get a mission. Figure out who your customer is and what you're trying to make that happen. Once you do that, then organize for that. Then, Zach, you'll know what content you should make. Mike, you'll know what content's valuable because you know who your customers are. If you have multiple customers, you can do one of two things. Focus on one customer in a given time. 1 month, we're going to focus only on this. 3 months, we're going to focus only on that. Or shift back and forth. Or have two clear messages. Either one makes sense. You pick.
I'm still trying to digest that. Like that was really good.
Moment. But that's a very positive. That's a very on point message. There was a question a little bit ago. I think Michael Pickens had asked it. What is your long-term goal? What's your long-term vision for? I guess not only your campaign, but the party.
Well, look, I never forget this. When I was in New Jersey at their convention last year, someone asked me. They said, "Larry, who is your movie archetype? Right? Who are you?" And I said, "I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm the guy who helps people, get powerful and good, and then I die halfway through the movie fighting Darth Vader, and then all the cool rebels win." Right? That's what happens. And I get to look at it from heaven. Hey, rebels, well done. Yeah, that's me. So my goal is to build more leaders. My goal is to make the party viable. My goal is to actually, look, I want the party to be great. So I'm trying to use communication, freedom of association, example, communication, and I'm hoping people follow me. I'm hoping to decide I like these pieces that Larry's doing. I'm going to adapt them to my world, to the people I'm talking to my personality. And then boom, now I can make things happen. I want people to follow me because they want to. I want people to decide that this is the right answer and do it on their own. That's what I'm trying to achieve. If I'm successful, 10 years from now, the Libertarian Party here's the great thing. If the Libertarian Party gets to be a real third party, it will actually make for better Democrats and better Republicans. Republicans and Democrats don't have to be about what they're supposed to be about because they're just fighting each other. But if there's actually a third party referee, Democrats might actually have to be about civil liberties. Wouldn't that be great? Republicans might actually have to be about smaller government. Wouldn't that be great?
Mm-hmm.
Neither is right now. But in reality, if we did that, they might. And that's what I would love. But more importantly, the people will finally get something. And that is, most people believe the only answer for their problems is government. That's it, because they don't know any better. But if we show them that they can still have the same outcomes, the same value without government, in fact, long-term solutions without government, they'll change. That's the issue. Here's the problem. Government is force. That's a fact, right? At the end of almost every law, there's some minor exceptions, but at the end of almost every law is a guy or a gal with a gun who's going to put you in a cage. That's how it works. So government is force, no way around it. And the sad part is, force is a very effective short-term answer. It works short-term. It feels good short-term. It gives you results short-term. But there's always long-term problems, right? I need money. I pull up my gun. Give me your wallet. I got money. Short-term answer, well done. But in the long run, both of us are in trouble.
Right.
So the problem is government feels good. I just did a talk at Columbia's high school prep school with a bunch of 17-year-old students. And I was talking to them about the future. And one of the things I said is, when the changes begin to come, particularly with technology and AI, you are going to see China have great initial success. They will, because they will act fast, they will use force, they're the government, and they will get initial success. The problem is they're going to have long-term problems. Mm-hmm. And the perfect example of that was their one-child policy. Remember that one-child policy that came out with 30, 40 years ago? Initial great success, and now a serious problem that they're paying for that. Mm-hmm. What they do now, how they react, will be great. It will look awesome, but it will not be a good long-term solution. And many Americans are going to look to China and say, why don't we copy them? They have success. They're the model. And people are going to be wooed to that because they're going to see the initial success. We have to be the party. We have to be the people to say, no, that is a bad idea. That looks good. I get it. On the surface, it's good, but it's bad fundamentally. It is short-term. It's not long-term. We need not legal changes. We need cultural changes. We need social changes. Those are long-term and long-lasting, and that's what I want.
Looks like we lost Zach here for just a moment, but we're still on here, Larry.
He didn't like me talking about China. He got triggered.
And we joked about me having the technical issues here. As far as the cultural change is concerned, I mean, what are some practical steps that we can take?
You can be the example. I just said it. You can literally be the example, right? And you can do something else. You can turn all government, to the best of your ability, away from enforcing and into facilitating. Mm-hmm. That's the critical piece. Away from enforcing and into facilitating. Showing the next step. Showing how this works. Encouraging it. Using the bully pulpit. There is nothing wrong. And here's a good example. All right. In New York City, you guys heard about the wanting to ban sodas over 16 ounces, right? You heard about that?
Yes.
All right. Here's the issue. The science behind that is absolutely true. The science is accurate, demonstrable, repeatable. It's accurate. If you give people smaller sodas, they will drink less soda. But Larry, just buy 2 sodas. People don't. Again and again and again, it's absolutely true. It does work. Mm-hmm. Here's the problem. Instead of doing what he should have done, which is Bloomberg should have just been a bully pulpit. He should have said, hey guys, look at this cool science. Look how awesome this is. If you get smaller sodas, you'll drink less soda and you'll lose weight and you'll be healthier. Isn't that awesome? And that's all he should have done. If he thought it was that important, he should have said several times. He could have kept saying it. But once he made it a law, it became a joke. And now no one does it. If he just would have talked about it and used the bully pulpit, here's what would have happened. Someone in New York City would have said, I'm the healthy store. I'm only going to give you 16-ounce sodas because I care about you. And some people would have gone to that healthy store because those people care. It would have been an actual marketing ploy that someone could have used to grow their business. And people who care about being healthier would have had an option to go to that store and get only 16-ounce sodas, or whatever the case may be. So we should be using that as the bully pulpit. Show people the right way and let them decide if they want to do it or not. And if that would have worked and people would start going to those stores, then other restaurants or the stores would voluntarily say, oh, that's what people want. They would stop selling the 16-ounce sodas without a law. It will be a cultural change that will last, not a short-term change that people will blatantly fight.
So I'm a reader, and I just finished again How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Dale Carnegie.
Yes. What books would you recommend for someone to help them in talking with other people? I thought that book was great. I thought it's still applicable 80 years later. What are some of the things that you like to read that we
book
should be
is
reading?
almost 100 years old now, isn't it? Or 90? That's 1920s, I think, right?
I'm not sure exactly. I said at least 80 to hedge my bets on that one.
Yeah, I think it's about 90, maybe even 100. It's no, maybe 1920s. Yeah, so maybe it's old, but it's a great book. Look, if you want to learn how to talk to people, influence people, two people you need to read, two authors. Anything by these two authors. One, Dr. Robert Cialdini. Brilliant. Okay. Anything he writes is good. Well, his last book isn't his best work though. Persuasion is mediocre, but even his mediocre is still great. So anything that Dr. Robert Cialdini writes is awesome. He's great. I think he's probably, I'm going to go three authors then. He's my number one author. Second one is Daniel Pink. He wrote a book To Sell Is Human. Daniel Pink, also a genius. He's also great. So Daniel Pink and Robert Cialdini. And the last one I'm going to say is Mark Goulston. Anything by Mark Goulston. Mark Goulston is a personal friend of mine out of California. He's amazing, everything he writes. So those three authors are great when it comes to anything to learn how to communicate with people.
I'm not familiar with Mark Goulston at all.
Mark Goulston wrote the book Just Listen and Talking to Crazy. That's the name of his book.
That's an appropriate title for politics, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So Goulston's a genius. He actually was a hostage negotiator, and he taught me a lot of stuff.
Oh, wow.
He's brilliant. And he's a PTSD specialist. He's brilliant. Anything by him is good.
Well, we'll throw a couple of those, I think, in the show notes when we get this up here, Zach. That'd be perfect. Zach, do you have any other questions? Anything that you'd like to touch on?
No, we're at about 55 minutes, so I think we've covered about everything we meant to cover. So kind of wrap up. What do you want to leave us with?
LarrySharpe.com. Give me money.
And so it's funny, I just put that up on the agenda.
Look, if you want me to keep doing what I'm doing, if you want me to keep being the guy that I'm being, that's awesome. You got to help me out. If you don't, if you want to, my haters, and I have some haters, no worries. Then you can just now type bad stuff on my Facebook page and beat me up. Fine. But assuming you're not one of those people, and you want me to keep going, I'm doing this, which means I'm not in front of clients. I don't have a job, so I'm not making any money. I'm out here doing this. I'm a consultant. So if you want to help out, donate. $100, $50, $25. A monthly donation is the best way to help me out because it allows me to know how much money I'm going to have in the future. So donate. That's what I want. But more importantly, for those of you who can't donate or have donated, share everything you can think of. Share all day, share all night. Please share. The more people who see what we're doing, the better. Share all day, share all night. And I will not have hurt feelings. Stop the hurt feeling stuff. My feelings aren't hurt. It's all good.
All right. So a couple links. We have Larry Sharpe with an E.
He makes it special.
He makes it special. I like that. LarrySharpe.com /donate. I assume /volunteer is going to send them to the volunteer part of the website.
Yeah, but donate first, then volunteer.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right. Money makes the campaign happen. I mean,
yes, it does.
Get anywhere without money. So
100%. And to be clear, so you guys don't think I'm crazy, I've put 5 figures into this campaign myself.
Wow.
So I wrote my own check to this campaign. So not only am I losing money and my time, I also wrote a check for 5 figures to my own campaign.
Now, look, there are a lot of people out there that are going to be watching this that are going to be getting theft returns from the IRS here over the next month. A little bit of that's Larry Sharpe.
I mean,
it's not as thefty if it goes to me. It loses theftiness if it comes to me.
Exactly.
And like you were saying, like, I am buying my first house right now. So for me to donate money is probably not in the works. But you were talking earlier about video editing. That's what I do.
I love that.
Like, I'm going to jump on that as soon as, well, not as soon as we get off. I'm going to bed. Tomorrow, I'm going to jump on that and get involved. Like, there's ways for everyone to get involved.
100%.
Wow, I'm getting really tired. So one last time, Larry Sharpe with an E.com. Also, we have our new website. It is Roads to Liberty. It's 2, not TO.com. Nathan will kill me if I don't plug it. He's really happy that he worked so hard on it. But thank you very much for coming on and having this talk with us.
Thank you, Larry.
Of course.
And I apologize for the terrible condition of Mike's mic, and I promise next time you come back, it'll be in my studio, and that won't be a problem anymore.
I love that. Perfect.
I'm going to the donate page now. I don't know if you guys can see this on my phone, but I'm going there right now, as a matter of fact. So,
all right.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So for Larry Sharpe and Mike Knievel, I'm Zach Taylor for the Roads to Liberty podcast. Have a great night, everyone.